Alrighty, welcome everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend so far. If that's not the case for you, then hopefully the runs that we've got organised on this show and the runs following in How to Train a Speedrunner can get you feeling good. I'd like to formally welcome you all to Going Places. Think of this like a speedrun travel show. We'll be going around the world looking at region-exclusive games as well as the games that we use to mitigate the monotony of travel on our mobile devices or handheld consoles. Now, I'm sure many of us remember the brilliant LEGO tie-in games with some of our favourite film franchises on the mainstream consoles, but a majority of them also received DS releases too, and I have just the person to showcase what those games offer. So get ready to watch a professional at work as Lasertrap takes you through a collection of LEGO games for on the go. Lasertrap, how are we doing?
Oh, we're doing well. We certainly are going places in Indiana Jones today. I mean, just look at the map scrolling by on the title screen. I would actually like to kick things off straight away, so are we ready, do you think?
We should be.
Alrighty, so let's go. Counting down in 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Indiana Jones. Thank you very much. I'm Lasertrap. I press buttons and go fast. That's what you're going to hopefully see today. I have a commentator with me for this game. If you'd like to introduce yourself, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Polonsky. I also run this game.
Yep, Polonsky is a very experienced runner. More experienced than I am, actually. I only showed up this year, I think.
Yes.
So
actually, this is my first DS game that I actually got. On Christmas, when I got my first DS, this is the first game that I got. It was at my grandma's house.
Very nice. So the cutscene is finishing, and we're going straight into a level with the first skip. Actually, DS is freezing straight away. Don't worry, that is completely normal. And didn't quite land up there. Probably losing time from going for this now, but I just want to show off this bit of platforming. Rarely rubbing against the wall there. I'm determined. We have a generous estimate with this one. I keep rubbing against the wall. That's bad. I was practicing this before and Polonsky was making fun of me. I'm not ready to give up yet.
Hey, we don't have to talk about that.
I keep rubbing against the wall. So, the thing about LEGO games is that they are deceptively difficult to speedrun. I don't usually do this badly, but give me some time. Give me some time. There we go. There we go. Nope. All right, I guess maybe we'll have to give that one a miss for now. Unfortunate that it's starting off like this, but I promise you there's plenty of other tricks that we'll be seeing, and plenty of treats, you know, in the spirit of Halloween and all.
Yeah, that trick is actually kind of hard.
Yes. This game in particular is deceptively difficult. Enemies will just deathlock you at will. They're not one-shot enemies like you see in some LEGO games. You actually have to deal a few punches on them, and even if you're at 4 hearts, if they start punching you, you could just be dead from that because you cannot get out of their grasps. So expect to see a lot of that as well. It's probably going to look a little bit casual in some places, but if you don't believe how hard it is, just try it out for yourself. We would love to have more runners for sure. I am not really running a real category today. I'm going to be doing just Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's episode 1 for you. And I will not be using the 0 HP glitch, which is a new discovery found by Lord Magecar that requires a frame-perfect death, and then you can sort of fly around levels because of it. Here's a... Oh, there we go. That's a deathlock. Right here. The lovely
so when enemies hit you, they'll just, like, wail on you.
Oh, yeah. The microphone feature is used a lot. So, there's quite a lot of it in this first level in particular. I'm quite glad that my friend there, Satapo, didn't try to engage in combat with the enemies. Now I'm going to use him. His ability is a digging character, so he can dig up piles like this. Pretty simple. Oop. And then as this bridge is coming down, I can just jump through the bottom of it like that. There are all kinds of small optimizations, like as Indy is in his animation of placing down that brick, I can swap to another character just so I don't have to sit through the entire animation without doing anything. Just like running at this block, I break it with my whip so that I don't have to stop to punch it. Oops, I actually placed it on the wrong place. I'm being shot at right here, but luckily I'm not taking damage, which I believe happens when the enemies shooting you are not on screen. Right, onwards into this room.
Yeah,
We're
or
probably
close
like
to
a
you.
minute behind where I should be. Anything I missed so far, Palangsy?
No, you're doing great.
Good stuff.
It's interesting. You were mentioning using the microphone. I recently had seen a Zelda runner on one of the Wii U games to sort of save their voice instead of having to shout into the Wii U. They used like a little bit like can of compressed air. Now I thought that would sort of be like tool assisted speedrunning. Is there a sort of committee decision on what you have to do with the DS, or is it not a case of having to shout into it?
Well, in this case, it's the act of like blowing out torches and blowing up an inflatable raft. And actually as well, blowing air into a fan. Like if you stand on a fan, you have to actually manually activate it, which is a bit of a pain. It's a little bit excessive in this game, I would say. But for me, just blowing into it works absolutely fine. And again, small community. I haven't really encountered other bits like that. But it is interesting that you've mentioned that. I wonder what other
I'd love
options we
to
might
be at
have.
a meeting with the Traveller's Tales developers who are just thinking like, yeah, this is what. And actually, was this developed by Traveller's Tales?
This was, yes. I
Yeah.
missed the grab on that pole bar there, so I'm hoping my cycles are okay. It looks like we're still fine. I'm just gonna jump around that one. Yep. All right, made it. And again, we have to go back across them on the top. I'm just not quite standing in the right place for
Which
these.
is very
That's
fun.
okay. Yes. Ooh, okay. Saved it. I almost played that way too safe and made myself fall off. All right, we are actually approaching the end of this first level here. But first of all, we're going to see a fan, which elevates us up in the air. And then after that, we are going to see a lot of pausing because of cutscene skips. Some of you might remember my complete Saga run from SUDQ. And in all of the games that I'm playing tonight, cutscene skips are possible in story mode. So let me just focus here. Oh, there's one, and then I can die to this boulder because that's faster than seeing out the chase. Oh,
Yep.
this is taking a little while. There we go, both cutscene skips. That makes up some of the
Both
time for
cutscene
missing the
skips.
stuff at the
Wow, very
at the
nice.
beginning.
Very
Thanks.
impressive.
Nicely done.
So, we've got a long cutscene here. These cutscenes are, of course, animated better than the complete Saga ones. But this one actually, I believe, takes some of the cutscenes from the PC and console release that a lot of you will be more familiar with. It just makes it quite compressed on DS. So while this is happening, just a quick explanation of the cutscene skips. They are frame perfect. You need to pause on the last frame that you have control. And that is... You can buffer that, but the best way to do that is by using two hands. So if I try and show you, I've got one thumb on the start button and then one thumb comes across to hit the B button to cancel the pause menu. And that way you can buffer it. Quite important to get consistent in a run like this. Individual episode runs are usually done on replay stories, so we wouldn't have to worry about that, but I just wanted to show that off for you today. Coming into a gunfight at the Raven, I believe this is set in Nepal now. Indy has gone to meet his one true love, Marion, because we're playing in French. And if you're wondering why we're playing in French, that's just because I'm playing the game in French. Now, Marion has an interesting weapon. She throws bossels. And they found an interesting way to incorporate those into the mechanics of this game. But right now I have to use them as a ranged weapon to break the floor of my own place, and then hopefully hit another cutscene skip. Nope, missed it. Okay. So it's a hard one to hit, especially since in this game in particular, I don't know why, but cutscenes that happen on a room transition like that, in the first 4 levels only, you have to hold start from the moment the room starts transitioning all the way through to the end. So that makes it a little bit extra difficult, because you can't like take your thumb off to attempt another buffer. Now right here, we're going to see another mechanic of bottle throwing characters, which is they can make stuff explode like that. Don't ask me why. Now I want indie because I know there's a whip pad coming up. Small optimizations like knowing which character you'll need when, they're really important for running this game. There aren't actually a lot of skips that we will be seeing in this game, in this episode. Oop, I'm getting attacked. I'm lucky to get out of that one alive. I do want to avoid fighting these fellows if I can. And then these are bottle targets. These enemies are actually being quite nice to me right now. Oh, you shot me through that? Oh dear. Right. So I don't personally have chat open, but in moments of downtime like this, I'm wondering if anyone in the chat does have questions, and my friends Polanski and Hib could let me know what people are saying.
Yep.
If there are any questions, I'm happy to take them.
It just seems like there's a lot of love for the game at the moment. People are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because apart from what I'd sort of seen in the submissions for this and another event, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice actually being on deck whilst it's going on. You're doing well.
Well, this game is also a very nostalgic game to a lot of people, as this is like one of the first Lego games released on the DS. This and Lego Batman. So a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia about this game, especially me, as it was my first game I got as a kid.
Of course. And it is interesting how this game, of course it is still Indiana Jones, so they can only change up the story so much. The level layouts are completely different. I guess I wasn't allowed to get out of that one, huh? We are coming up to the end of this level. I actually need Marion, and she's a bit slow. I guess I should mention that these Lego games, they were originally intended to be co-op games, kind of. You can do that with DS, but it's a little bit more scuffed than on PC and console. But because of that, there are always going to be 2 characters on the screen. However, these DS games are limited to, even in story mode, only have 1 character or 2 characters out at a time. You can't have 3 or more characters if that's how many are in your party. Which I don't think is the case for any level in episode 1. Right.
Okay, Laser Trap, I have a question for you from the chat.
Go for it.
Which character in this game is your favorite?
Ooh. Let me think as I take a drink. In this game in particular, free play, there's not really anything unique that we found that you can do in free play yet, just because the character abilities are so weirdly specific and none of them appear to be that broken yet. Everyone only has a single jump in this game. I know in PC, I believe, female characters can jump really high, and that breaks a lot of things open. I do prefer using Indy to the other characters, though. That isn't like a complete answer to the question, but I hope it has answered it somewhat. Now, what this game does love is blue bricks. What do we say about blue bricks, Polanski? What can we even say?
Oh, God. Blue bricks? Don't even get me started.
So you have to collect Where are you? There you are. You have to collect 3 of them and place them all down on a blue brick pad. We did see this in the first level as well, but they're back here. I believe the first level of episode 3 has 9 blue brick machines if you don't skip anything. And go to all the free play side areas. The door just pushed me out. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Fortunately, that one's not too time consuming, but I know in the next level we'll have at least 2 that we have to do. Oh dear, don't follow me, don't follow me. So now I'm going to use a wall. This was one of the first skips that was found, really, to get up on this wall here. And then just jump around the back and land on this ledge. You do have to jump to the back a little bit there, otherwise it won't let you stay on the ledge. Overall, I'm pretty happy it went that quickly. I did just take a quick death getting on, overshooting it a bit. But still...
That happens.
Yeah, that does happen. It's a difficult trick. For a while, one of the only strats this game really had. And then...
So Lord Magecar blew it open.
Yeah, exactly. Lord Magecar, it would particularly affect episode 1, actually, the 0 HP glitch.
And some levels from the 3rd chapter.
Yes. So right here, I have to get Indy into a disguise, but if, while I'm controlling Indy, I take damage, I lose that disguise. And that's a lot of time lost. So...
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play it safe with this. Have to use microphone controls to get some air into the fan, because that's how fans work. Luckily, while I'm Marion and player 2 is in control of Indy, I don't have to care about whether he gets shot or not. Yep. All right. Fortunately, that's that section done already. And now we just have a case of seeing how much damage the enemies do. They're gonna go straight in with a kill. You know, since you're right there, I don't think I can avoid you now, so I'm just gonna have to give you your own wish and fight you back. Then, gonna blow up another truck. Indy does love doing things like that, apparently. And then Indy was smart enough to move out of the way. Sometimes you can get it to shoot Indy's face. It's quite funny, but he just stands there nonchalantly. And then... Cutscene skip. Nice. So, you remember that epic scene where they're in Cairo and there's the swordsman doing all his crazy sword tricks?
Yeah.
And then Indy just shoots him? Well, they turned that into a fully fledged boss fight. Which is a little bit ridiculous. But this is a good chance to explain the whip technique that I'm doing. Because enemies like this usually have 3 HP. But when you pull them towards you with the whip like I've been doing, while they're sort of dizzy from that, you can just one-shot them. So it is a slightly faster way of dealing with enemies.
Mm-hmm. I usually use Marion's bottle twice on both enemies.
Yes, that's
usually
another.
The same. Yeah.
Nice. We're getting a lot of cutscene skips right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only missed one so far. All right.
Yeah.
That was Kyra's street fight.
With Marion's bottle.
Yep, Marion's bottle is just about the same. Ranged attacks like that are actually quite good in this game, which is a unique feature to the other LEGO games that I have played on DS, in that if you hit enemies with certain ranged attacks, that can kill them faster, which is quite neat. This right here, Well of Souls, isn't it? I almost called it Bottom of the Well because that's what my split name is. As this is probably one of the most free artifacts in the game because you have to push that block to progress. and it just appears from that. Now, we can see right there, oh no, a blue brick pad. No, I don't feel like collecting blue bricks today. I'm just going to run to the right and jump up this wall. Hey, we skipped it. Isn't that impressive?
That is actually very easy to do.
Oh, it is, yes.
Wow, did that just completely trivialize that whole scene?
Oh yeah. I did just miss
That's
my second
incredible.
cutscene skip of the run, but
You were mentioning artifacts. Are they sort of like the token like collectible of this game?
so
Yes.
for example, mini kits in Star Wars and Batman. In this game, you have artifacts instead.
Okay.
This blue brick section, we unfortunately cannot skip. It does take a little while. Just trust that I am trying to do some small optimizations, like having Saga keep hold of the torch. But maybe this would be a good chance for me to answer some more chat questions.
Ooh, keep them
There are
coming
no
in,
chat
folks.
questions.
I know that somebody asked
As of
whether
right now.
whether you are having a great day.
I am having a great day. And hopefully it'll get even better when I do this right. Of course I'll do this right. Haha. The order
Nice.
of games I've got today, we're doing Indiana Jones, then we're doing Batman, and then we're doing Star Wars. And right now you're probably thinking, this is cool. I'm reliving my childhood. It's, nothing too much is happening right now though. And as the games go on, more cool stuff will be happening. I mean, this is still cool. I'm not trying to play this down.
Yeah.
Oops, I should phrase that differently. But,
Yeah, come on, everyone. We're enjoying this, aren't we?
yeah, of course we are. Now this room, is awful. There is nothing else to say about it. It is awful. Because the skeletons will get in your way, and you're going to take at least one death when you're trying to build these stairs. I miss 5 pieces. That's really quite bad luck. But then they can
Wow.
interrupt your animations with this as you're trying to get the other blue bricks out. All right, go away, go away, go away. Right, they're leaving me alone just for the moment.
Well, it is spooky season, so I imagine skeleton RNG is at its worst.
Ooh, good point. Especially since they've been a little bit too kind to me leading up to this. There's one just chilling on the stairs. I think that one's a little bit stuck though. And then I can sort of manipulate them a little bit. The game itself, I just got punched midair. The game itself does drop frames a couple times from lag. I'm looking over at OBS and that is entirely the game. OBS hasn't dropped any frames, so don't worry. The stream is fine. Lego games on the DS just make it a little bit hard for the DS to
Not as
run
fine.
sometimes. All right, one. There we go. Another cutscene skip there. Back in the groove. Guess what? More skeletons. And more use of the whip attack. Ooh, hello. Juked me a little bit. Okay. And if that's not enough skeletons for you for spooky season, well, have I got news for you? The last room has more skeletons.
See, I was worried with the shows that we've got coming up over the course of this weekend. I was worried that I wasn't sort of like this wasn't fitting the right vibe. But
Oh, don't worry.
I mean, it's perfect, really. We've got the skeletons. It's great.
Spooky Batman
Spooky
bosses coming
skeletons.
up. I'll even be using a ghost most of the time in Star Wars. And one less cutscene skip for the level. Dude, nice one pause. Okay. Well,
Okay, we have a question from the chat.
Go for it.
What is a 0 HP mean in this run? I know the answer, but like, can you explain?
Sure. Well, 0 HP means you get, you know, the heart counter at the top of the screen. You usually have 4 of them, and depending on how much damage you've taken, it could be anywhere from 1 to 4. Here, let me just quickly go for the cutscene skip immediately in this level. There. With the 0 HP glitch, to set it up, you have to die on the same frame as entering another room, which is a little bit painful to set up. But also, what this does in this game in particular is it means you can float, and you can just fly around out of bounds and do all kinds of crazy shenanigans that we don't know why it works, but this is a thing found by Lord Magecar, and he completely cracked open the game. We'll actually be hearing from him in a little bit.
So any enemy with a projectile weapon, if you're next to a loading zone and they shoot you on your last heart, you'll get pushed by that projectile and you'll die while entering the load screen, the load, and you'll enter the new room with 0 HP and you can just fly around the entire level.
Now, it's not quite properly implemented yet. I think Palanxy, if you're interested, has done ILs of maybe 5 different levels that have skips in them.
I've done I've done all of the ones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is what you're playing right now. And I've done some levels in the final one, the final chapter. Well, not really the final chapter, but the final chapter in this game.
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't think it's at all useful in episode 2, Temple of Doom.
No.
But
most of them have melee weapons.
Yeah.
Or all of them do.
But that was already the shortest episode before we found the skip. Nice horn sound, Sala. All right. So now Indy and Sala are going on a massive truck chase. There's only one truck right now in the cutscene, but due to the magic of video games, look, there's so many more, and we're gonna climb over and through all of them. I mentioned earlier that I usually like being Indy. In this particular... Oh. That just made me miss a cycle. That's a little embarrassing. Oh well. In this particular section of the level, being Sala is pretty much useless. Indy is just so much faster because of the whip. Sala doesn't have a ranged weapon. He only has a spade. Quite why they gave him a spade, who knows, but it's a mechanic they added in the game.
Aw.
All right. Okay, for some reason, that truck is very difficult to get up onto. Oh, they're really shooting me
There's
across
stream
there.
delay, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I was quite lucky to get it there. Yay, I got the artifact of good runs. I'm coining it that now.
Yep.
Immediate deathlock. That one doesn't matter because I had to wait for this truck right here. And into another truck.
See, even the game's wishing you good luck.
Yeah.
That's what you love to see.
This is a skip right here, though. Only going to the top truck, and we can actually... Oh, that was a bad cycle. I was scared. We can actually just skip over the top of that thanks to the collision on the side of it. And then on this truck, it's the end of the level, and that's another truck that's kind of hard to get up onto.
Boom.
And it's not so generous if you miss it. Let's see. Oh boy. All right, this cutscene is about a minute long, so I missed that. Fortunately, that is the last cutscene that I can miss, because the one I'm skipping in the final level is a bit of a freebie. It's looking like this run might be in the 36, 37-minute range, if I had to guess. Anyway. Ooh.
I think just for one more time, we should hear again from you what reason it is that you're playing in French again, because somebody was wondering, and I don't think they heard you the first time.
Oh, of course. So the reason I'm playing in French is because I am playing in French. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Definitive answers here on Going Places.
Indeed. And, well, it is fitting, isn't it? We're going places. Indy's traveling all over the world. Game is in French. It's a whole new learning experience.
All of the places.
They're off somewhere on a ship right now. All right. Heading into the final level. Let's see. Is there anything we've missed so far?
All right, here we go.
Right at the beginning of this level, Marion can actually be a bit of a pain. She, if she's fighting the enemies, she can sort of choose not to follow you, which is annoying. Let's see. Okay, she's following me. That's good. I have certainly lost large amounts of time from her not following me in that section specifically. Right here we have another inflatable raft. I am going to have to deal with these enemies because if I don't, Marion just isn't going to jump into the raft with me. And actually I don't see her, so maybe she did get stuck back there somewhere. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? You're there? Oh dear.
Another use of the microphone.
Is Indy following me? I hear footsteps, and I can see his shadow. Okay. Now this section, I do not need to actually let Marion come here with me because I can pull the 2 switches at the end of the room all by myself. But for safety's sake, I'm going to just take out these 2 enemies. Oh, this guy wants to play too, I guess. I do have to be kind of quick with these ones. There we go. And we're through. I am wondering if we might be having a little bit of trouble with audio right now. So I don't know if the people in the call can hear me at the moment. Of course, this had to happen, just like SGDQ all over again, huh? That's okay. Then we move onwards. All right, let me just check. Palonxy, are you there? Uh-oh. It's just my curse, huh? Well, I'm gonna do exactly what I did during SGGQ and keep running. And hopefully the stream stopped. The stream hasn't stopped, it just seems to be another Discord issue. There is a funny thing that can happen at this point where during this sort of event cutscene, Indy can clip into the floor and die over and over. You can get out of it, but it's a little difficult. And then we just have the final boss, which is Dr. Belloc, or perhaps it should be Balosh, as Salah suggested, in rabbi form. And it's going to involve Marion turning into a monkey, because in this form, I guess she has the powers of the monkey man. So the monkey's going to be dealing the first 2 hits. Oh, I heard someone. Is Discord having issues? I just heard someone in the call. I don't know if they can hear me.
Oh.
Well.
Cool. I'm still here, apparently. But
You're still here?
the staff
Can you hear me,
not here.
Polonxy?
So I'm just going to be here with you.
Yeah. So, oops. As I just pushed this block, I don't know if Tech will be able to hear me, because what I gather is I can hear everyone, but they cannot hear me. Time is coming up. It'll be after 1 hit in the next room. In the meantime, everyone I've done in this channel has been Discord trying to have a fight with me. I'm on 1 HP right here, so I'm probably going to... yeah, I'm probably going to get shot here, as I did. And then that is time. All right. Let's see if we can get back in.
Bottle throw.
Hello, can you
Sounds
hear
like
me?
we're all back. Is everybody back? It sounds like people are back. Apologies for that, everybody. I believe that we have now got the tech issue sorted out. I think that was something on Discord's side, so just blame them.
Good job.
Don't blame us.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear you.
All right, good. So that is exactly what happened during my SGDQ run with Discord. So
Oh no.
either way,
It's all right. You've got this. You know how to keep it rolling.
yeah. If that happens during the other runs and it's
Yeah, I was
some
wondering why it was
weird
so awkwardly
bug on my
silent.
PC. If it happens that it's
And
like
did we miss the GG?
Oh, did
Kind
time
of.
stop?
Yeah, time stop.
I'm sorry.
Oh well.
Yeah, nicely done. That was a 36-17.
That's not bad. We spent about a minute not getting the first skip, but cutscene skips carried it to a decent finish. Well, Polonxy, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you in the end. But thanks for coming on. Polonxy is another high-level runner of this game. He's the
Yes.
first person to complete an any % run of this game. Anything else you'd like to say, bud?
Play the game. It's a good game. Also, try any %. Just try any
Oh
%.
no. Any % is so bad. There's 15 minutes of waiting, and that's
Yeah.
if you don't mess up.
Yeah.
If you do
What,
mess
you
up...
literally can't do anything in that 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, you just
Oh,
have to
yeah,
wait
you
for the
just
height to
fall.
wrap around.
Yeah.
Oh. A nice comfy speedrun where you don't have to do anything. I love it.
Yeah. 4 minutes
Yeah.
for each chapter.
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes and a half or something.
All right. Also, of course, thank you to Lord Magecar. We'll be hearing from him in the next 2 games. And also, Hot Rod Zod was like one of the original runners of this game. Found the first few strats as well. I actually
Yeah, he
haven't.
plays the other Indiana Jones
Yes.
on the consoles.
Yes, I actually haven't found any of the strats in this game. I'm just running with what people have
Running.
given me, so thank you very much. And that's all from me for this game. Batman's up next.
Nice,
Cool.
yeah, indeed. Everybody, do stick around. We have got we've had this one, but we've got 2 more games with some more Lego movie action. Lego Batman next. So please do stick around. We're going to have a short break. We're going to have some music going on. If you want an uninterrupted jamming session in between the runs, then consider dropping a sub, as it supports these shows. Let these shows run. And yeah, keeping you entertained until the main events come around. So we're going to be having our break now, and we'll be back very, very shortly.
Thank you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to some more LEGO action for on the go, ongoing places. Can we say go any more times? I don't know. So we have already had Indiana Jones. Also on the previous episode, might as well do a little bit of promo, you know. On the previous show, we had some Mega Man games, so some Mega Man on the move. I'm liking to sort of, you know, get fancy with the names. So if you're interested in checking out that is on both the GDQ channel, Games Done Quick, but also segments are sort of posted like highlights on the GDQ Summer Best Segments channel on YouTube. So definitely check that out if you've got the time. But we're here and now is where we are, and we have got some more Lego action. Lego Batman. What does this entail for us, Laser Trap?
Well, with this run, we are going to be playing in free play mode, which means I can take any character I want into these levels. So I've got Lord Magecar is here with us, the man, the myth, the legend that found 0 HP. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. I'm Lord Magecar. I've glitch hunted all 3 of the games that you're gonna see today. Mainly Star Wars. But I've played around a little bit with Batman, and I found the 0 HP glitch in Indiana Jones as well.
Indeed. So, I'm gonna pick Penguin here. I might have to reset, but time doesn't start until the level loads in. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset because Mad Hatter cannot do the first clip in this level, or not the first, but the most important clip in this level. Hopefully this won't take too long. It doesn't usually. If I get the right character selection, I'm gonna count down from 5. There we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So now the level's loaded in. And welcome to Batman, a very different game. I mean, first main difference is some characters can double jump, as you see right here. And most of those characters can also use grapple pads. And also some single jump characters can as well. The distinctions are a little bit, how do you say? They're not very clear in this game. Penguin can use travel chutes. Penguin's a really good character to use for a lot of reasons. He can glide with his umbrella. He's short, so he can go through travel chutes. He can even use his umbrella to help him balance on tight ropes. So he's actually very, very skilled. You might not be familiar with these acrobat pads, which I'm jumping up right there. Now, free play does allow the use of extras. It's a new Game Plus category, so you can use whatever skills you have. And I'm kind of getting shot without anything happening right now because I like to cheat. No, sorry, I mean because of the invincibility extra, which, you know, some people call cheating regardless, but it's allowed, and Anyway, we should probably explain what on earth I'm doing with this. I placed it too close to the door a couple times. The bad thing about not using Mad Hatter in this level is that you can't do the easy clip method, but it's worth it for the clip in this room. Magecar, do you know how the clips work roughly, if you'd like to explain that?
Yeah, sure. So bomb clips are a huge glitch in this run. So we're going to be using them in a ton of different places. Right here, I have another one. So with the character that Lasertrap has right now, what you want to do is you want to like go up to the door, and then like you need to move like a slight distance away from the door, and then you place the bomb right up next to it and just jump into it, and then you clip through the door. And yeah, as they were saying, Mad Hatter has a much easier general clipping method, but some specific doors are a lot harder. So that's why we didn't want Hatter here.
Yep, and here I'm going to try... Oh, missed it. This is an interesting skip. I'm hesitant to call it a cutscene skip because it's not quite the same kind of cutscene. That's way too far to the right. Yep. You have to land on the edge of that platform, and as you can see, I fell off the first try. But did I miss that as well? I think I did. Oh dear. What I wanted to do was fall off the ledge right into that suit swapper to get Robin, or indeed Nightwing in this case, the magnet suit. Weirdly, there are no characters that automatically have the magnet suit ability, so there will always be a form of Robin in your party. Now right here, I'm going to double jump up here and skip a fair amount. You're meant to do a lot of stuff with player 2, but I can sort of leave them behind. Just going to try and buffer a little bit closer to that door. There we go. That's what a good bomb clip looks like.
Very nice.
Now, this is Two-Face. Every hero level, and we're doing free play on the hero levels, every hero level ends in a boss. Now, this one actually kind of has two, and Two-Face here is a massive troll. You can waste a lot of time on this level. The fastest pattern is right, middle, right, but even though he ended up on the right there, it was still slow because he ran to the left first. Let's see if he'll go to the middle this time. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, this is why we do this level first, because this RNG is not fun.
Nope. Fun fact, my PB... Oh, look at him go. My PB has over 30 seconds of time save on the first split. Most of it to RNG. Oh, you're going to the middle. Ugh. That's close to the worst pattern. Middle, 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 with him running every time, is the absolute worst. But I'd imagine because of some of the mistakes I made in this level, I'm like 45 seconds behind optimal pace. But we'll keep moving.
I'm sure that probably resonates with quite a lot of people, the time saved due to RNG.
Yeah, fortunately there's only one really big case in this game, and it's that right there. We do it first, and we get it out of the way. So, now the big thing about the main bosses like this is that you really want, like, sort of a long weapon. Like, Zaz has a sword. Penguin's umbrella is a really good one to use. Which is, like, the main reason I picked Penguin on this level, just so that I can guarantee a good character in the boss. This room is kind of loud, by the way. Sorry for not warning you, Tech, but the sound effects here just are loud. I got a good cycle with these stompers. Actually, I'm going to switch to Penguin here because I can just shoot the Riddler from a distance. Another good skill Penguin has is he's got a gun. Now, he can't run and gun at the same time, but for bosses that's fine. As long as you can shoot the boss and deal damage, it'll go by quite quickly. So we've just got...
This is how gold is made.
Yes, this is indeed how gold is made. And I don't have my partner, so what I can do is character swap while on those switches. And as soon as I see the switch go down, I can then character swap. You do have to wait for that, though. In any case, that is the first level done, and we are moving on to 1-4. I start at the end of episode 1 just because it cuts out some of the hub world movement. And as you can see, I'm picking Hatter because of the bomb clips. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
A bit of a skip there using the edge of the purple bush. And again, I don't have my partner, so I'm going to need to character swap. Now, I should say, character swaps in this game are really laggy. They're really laggy. The game lags when your partner character swaps. So don't worry, tech. When the stream stutters like that, it's most likely a character swap. That's just how this game works. It really has to think about it. It's probably got the most character swap lag out of any of the LEGO games I've played. But here you can see a consistent door clip method, which is when I go up right to the door, start placing a bomb, and then put in a slight diagonal input, and then I can get across easily. This room has 3 precise glide skips. The second one here is probably the hardest, but I made it across. If you're familiar with PC and console, you may be aware of a trick called extended gliding, or e-gliding for short. That's actually not possible in this game. But a lot of the glides that we do are actually quite difficult, and so far they've all gone really well. One more door clip into the boss room. So this is Poison Ivy. Unlike Riddler, we're not going to have to deal any melee damage on her. So it's just dealing with little bits at the sides of the room. And we will give her a nasty shock, so to speak. It's a little bit of the same on both sides. I do just make sure that I character swap back to the partner, or I should say partner swap. It's confusing. I often mess these up, say character swap and partner swap in the wrong situations. But swapping to player 2 is a technique that you can use as well, because the other player, if I'm using words right, the other player can sort of get stuck on spots, like we saw with Marion at the end of Indiana Jones. She got a bit stuck at the end of the last level. And in this case, where you saw Joker stuck on the edge there, he was going to be too far to help with those switches.
Yeah, unfortunately, partner swapping, there's only like a single frame of lag in most cases, as opposed to character swaps.
That is good, yeah. Her animation didn't quite happen there because she was mid-throwing a projectile. Moving on to Ice Cream Factory. Hands down, the hardest free play level in this game, in hero and villain. Hands down. This is another case of Mad Hatter not being able to do a door clip. This one's a little bit finicky, though. Do you know how this one works, Magecar? Because maybe this would be a good time for you to talk us through it.
Yeah, so for this one, we're gonna start by just like setting a bomb down, but we can't clip through like we normally can. We actually have to use the mid-air attack as Nightwing in this case, and then we get shot by an enemy, and then with all that combined, we're able to get through the door. It's a very difficult trick.
Using a bullet boost there. Happy that one went for first try. This room is calm before the storm. I wonder if no luck on player 2. So I'm gonna have to swap to them here to get to the button and use Two-Face's wait while he's dead to keep the other button activated, as you do.
Oh, that's what friends are for.
That is what friends are for. As we move towards the end of the room, I don't think we've seen a tightrope yet that I've actually used, so that's what it looks like. And of course, in case you couldn't tell, this run has a lot of bomb clips, so here's another. Right. As this cutscene plays, this is the time to mention, this is the hardest glide in this game, hands down. You can get so close and just feel cheated out of it, but
Ooh, good luck.
I am expecting to fail this a lot.
Yeah, the death barrier is way bigger than it looks, and it's a very precise glide.
No way.
What's it?
No way.
No.
Wow.
That's so unlikely. I get that about 1 in 10 times.
Wow. Nicely done.
I'm really happy with that. Here's another door clip. Actually, Alfred came there, so maybe it would have been faster to pull the switches, but oh well. Freeze is another underrated, like, hard part of this stage as well, because, like, it's not over yet. We actually haven't seen this trick in the run yet, where you can use these grapple hooks and sort of clip up to the top, but these ones are a little high and therefore difficult to get. Okay, third try is not bad. Now, you see me waiting there for a bit, and that's because this game has some very annoying character swap lag, and not just it needs to think about when you're changing character, but it sometimes just prevents you from changing the character you're playing as at all. We think it's while the partner is dead. There you are. But in that case, it didn't make much sense, and I think it was just the game being slow. All in all, I am extremely happy with how this level went. And because this level went well, I think I might attempt to go for the coveted 0 HP skip. This game has one as well. But that's in one level from now. 1-1. It's actually... I would have preferred to start with this level, but just because of the reset factor on 1-5 with not getting the right character setup, I had to do that first for safety. But with this, you kind of jump into a lot of tricks, and we're going to see another unique trick that we haven't actually seen yet. So as I pull this super strength wall, I'm going to swap back to Batman and go straight through the ceiling, and then another grapple clip, nice, glide across, yeah. So Batman's uppercut like that is really broken. But for some reason, oh, I kind of defaulted to building that even though I should have gone for a clip there. For some reason, classic Batman's clips go a lot higher than regular Batman's clips. Don't know why, that's just how the game works. And yes, blue bricks are in fact back in this game, but I can't think of a single time in the hero speedrun where I actually have to bring them all back to the machine, because I can jump off that blue brick just like that.
Yeah, in
No bricks
the
needed.
villain speedrun, there's one because the loading zone to the end of the level doesn't exist, even though we can clip through it.
Yeah.
We have to make the blue bricks, but there's no other case.
Now, if there is one bad thing about my character selection right now, Hatter is pretty lucky for the bomb clips, but we're coming up on Clayface, and Clayface is one of the worst bosses not to have a good weapon on. And unfortunately, all of my characters are just going to be throwing some punches. I got a really lucky first phase there. We're going to see what Selena can do. He's going to take a break, of course, and let the goons handle it. Selena's not doing too badly. I'm impressed. All right. Oh, now she's taking her time. Maybe Firefly, what are you up to? Not much better. See, they just really easily block it when you're trying to punch them. It's a lot better to have a character that has a weapon. And there are various strats that you can do with this game. Like, you can choose which characters you want to go with. Like, just if you want to be sure to have a good character for fighting the bosses. Like, I know my good friend Shemcat likes to pick Penguin just because of that, even though Hatter clips are easier. But anyway, now we defeat Clayface by turning on the shower, and he makes a noise kind of like Crash Bandicoot. There you go.
Shoutouts to Crash.
Shoutouts to Crash. All right. Since
You know,
Ice Cream Factory
Ooh.
went so well...
Go.
Yeah, sorry. Since Ice Cream Factory went so well, I'm going to turn off invincibility. And we are going to quickly go for a 0 HP skip in this level. Why not try it? I don't expect to get it. I've never got it in a full game run, but at least I have actually pulled off this trick before. You did see
Let's
the
see
menu is in Italian, and if you're wondering why the game is in Italian, that's because I'm playing the game in Italian. But to start things off, a nice bomb clip. And we can skip pulling down this bridge with a glide character. And this is where I actually might want to start taking damage. Hatter is such a funny damage sound. Now I'm going to open this door. Actually, Magecar, how about you take this?
All right. So the goal is to get shot as we want to get like shot into the loading zone, and then so he has to lure the enemies, and that's very unfortunate. The enemies are not cooperative at all because they want to punch you instead of shooting
Okay,
you.
well, I'm going to try and
Um,
set it up again because this guy's in a good spot.
All right. So yeah, the goal is to basically die on the same frame as we enter the next room, and
Oh, the other guy shot me from off screen, so I didn't take damage. Let's see. I'll give this one more shot, but now that my partner... Oh, dead immediately. All right, I think at this point I'm going to have to move on. Now, the one thing is, in this game with 0 HP, you don't fly. It just creates a glitched character that has pretty much infinite weight, so they cannot jump off the ground. All it's useful for is skipping past death barriers. So there is a pretty big Bane boss skip with that. But instead, I'm going to take that as an opportunity to drink water when we get there. Because hydration is also important, as well as going fast. This, you can just jump over that blue crate kind of like that, with an angled jump. That's a loud sound effect. Seems louder than the others. Ah, yes. So, interestingly, Batgirl pulls things slower than other grapple characters. No idea why, but that is the case. Batgirl and, of course, Batgirl as not Batgirl, i.e. Barbara Gordon. So we're coming up to the Bane segment. Go ahead. There's not much to say here.
That's all right. So we were talking, well, earlier on we had a point in the game where we were sort of cycling through a lot of characters, seeing which one would be best for the scenario. I know it was asked for the previous run, but do you have a favorite character in this one? Do you have a more definitive answer? Because I know that you were sort of, I like this, I like that. Any particular one for this game?
Well, as I mentioned, in free play you kind of have the ability to pick whichever character you want. You pick one character and then the game auto-fills the other 7 to fit the specific needs, the abilities in this game. I'm not doing anything here, so that's a good chance to drink water. I like to pick Hatter personally, just to be able to do the bomb clips easily enough. I struggle a little bit more with non-Hatter clips.
Okay.
But as I
outside of like a speedrunning context, is there a favorite, or?
I mean,
just
going off when I was a kid, I just liked having a double jumping character, so that would usually be Batman. But sometimes I would pick someone else, like Batgirl, for instance, or indeed Ra's al Ghul, for example. We might get him in our party.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
Bane is immune to regular attacks. So you need to find different ways to hurt him. And this is sort of a auto-scroller-like boss in a way, where you just have to wait for things to fall into place. But here I'm going to try and do a setup so that after he charges at me now, I can get through this travel chute. Yep. While this cutscene is happening. You're not normally meant to move right then, but that's just a small optimization to save a few seconds on this boss, which is otherwise kind of like an auto-scroller. You can clip through this, fun fact. It's potentially faster, although having said that, my partner is not over here. I kind of need to swap to you, friend. Where'd you go? Maybe I need to clip back out. I did that completely wrong. Oh, there you are. You took your
I was about
time.
to say for a second I thought how laser trap hasn't just soft locked himself, has he?
No, it's not a soft lock. I should be able to clip back out. It's just that I've never had to do a downward clip before. In theory, if you can partner swap, that is faster. I don't think I've showcased that off like on my own stream yet. Especially since I only recently found out that you can clip through that. But I just thought it would be fun to show off there. And as you can see, my partner kind of trolls me sometimes. It's not very fun.
Good recovery though.
Yeah.
Good recovery.
Totally recovered it all by myself. So as we move over to the final hit, you know, Bane's just been charging at me, going, "Rah!" That's pretty accurate, I think. I actually go up here just to see if I can get a setup on the last hit so that I can skip the troubleshoot animation again. Nice. At least I'm 2 for 2 on that. And then we put a cage on his head. And Batgirl narrowly misses out on being in the cage too. Okie dokie is what I meant to say, but other words came out. This is the only level in all of free play that has... you can absolutely not save any time with door clips. First of all, I need to remember to get the magnet suit. This is the only chance I'll get. And I only need it a lot later in the level, but I've definitely lost runs to forgetting that suit before. And right here, I'm just gliding past everything, which is a lot nicer than doing it the story method way. Story mode speedruns in this game, I will just say, are straight up not fun. That's why we're playing free play. And I think you should be able to see already that a lot has been happening. Here's kind of a unique skip where I'm going to use these acrobat poles and then hold upwards to sort of skip up here. This room takes like 2 minutes longer than that if you're in story mode, just because of everything you have to do waiting for your partner to do stuff. I would say that out of the 3 games that you're seeing today, this game definitely has the worst partner AI. Another glide skip here to get up to these buttons. Building piles of Lego that come out of the wall, as you do. You can actually glide over to the right here, to where the next room should be, but unfortunately, nothing's loaded that way, which is a bit of a shame.
It's interesting that you'd mentioned the partner AI being different. You'd think with a game being, I mean, it seemed like this was sort of released with a couple of months difference to the game before. You'd think it'd be the same, or does it just not adapt to different stages?
I'm not sure what it is really. It could be like to do with the different skills, the different character abilities across each of the games. I've just always felt that the AI for the partner is a little bit less competent in this game in particular. However, there are a lot of people that could make a case for their game having the worst Lego AI of all time.
I mean, speedrunners, we look for any opportunity where we can blame the game. It's definitely not our fault when things aren't going our way.
Of course not. Now, my partner actually wasn't being super helpful on this level because you can actually use or you can swap with your partner a lot in the lower section that we just saw to save like 10, 15 seconds maybe, but my partner wasn't being very helpful there, so I didn't really get to take advantage of it. Right, Catwoman. First of all, we're going to have to deal with these goons, and then she's going to jump around platforms. I have to make sure I follow her to the right one. And then since there are no bomb clips in this level, I can pick Penguin to guarantee myself a good fighting character. Penguin's umbrella, just too OP. The villain run in free play is a lot shorter. Part of the reason is because there are no bosses. Part of the reason is because some of the levels just are shorter in general. But I'm really happy to be able to show off the hero run today, because although villain is more popular with the speedrun due to it being shorter, it has a lot of the same tricks. It's mostly just bomb clips, really. Although there is one really cool floor drop, which only works with regular Batman and not classic Batman. You'd think they'd be the same. Oh, now, right there, I should mention, because I didn't mention this earlier, I'm skipping over level 3 because those are vehicle levels, and vehicle levels cannot be done in free play mode. So we just decided as a community to skip over them. This door clip is probably the biggest skip in the entire run. It just works out that way. Because it skips, actually, 3 rooms. But there's a loading zone there from... If you play the villain version of this level, that's the door you're meant to go through. So we can take advantage of that in the hero run and make this level, I believe, the shortest in this run.
Yeah, in most cases when you take like a loading zone that's supposed to be like only in villain mode, the game will just crash, and in some cases like emulator works, but
Yep.
console doesn't. But this happens to work out here. Very, very nice skip.
Yeah, I mean, the room that I used just there would be, I believe, the 4th room in the level if we played it normally, but we can just skip straight to it like that. And I was fortunate enough to get Riddler in my party. He's got a cane, gonna give Croc a good whack. In between phases, he's showing off his super strength to let enemies out of jail, I guess. But they are no match for us. Enemies in this game usually do have 4 HP each, but again, we're using free play. It's like a new game plus file. I have extras available. And one of those extras is one shot. It doesn't apply to bosses, but it means that you can defeat all the enemies in just one shot. Although that doesn't apply to ranged weapons in this case. So if you defeated an enemy with a gun, it would still take 4 bullets. All right, welcome to Arctic World. We're going places. I got a little bit confused there. Little bit of brain lag. But this is just a few glides across, skipping by. Again, more stuff that my partner should be following me for, but I don't need them because I am a speedrunner. I press buttons and I go fast, and that is what I shall do. Oops. What happened there? Oh, I know what happened. I wasn't the character I thought I was. More glides just around, skipping everything. This level has the most glide skips, I think, out of any. And as you can see right here,
Yeah,
this room is
one.
usually quite long. Yep, here's another one. Straight into the loading zone that takes us to the boss room. Would you like to talk about this boss, Mage Car?
Yes, sir. So this boss is one of the few bosses that we can actually like skip in a sense. We don't actually have to defeat Catwoman here. So what's normally supposed to happen is like when she reaches a certain number of hearts, these barriers disappear, and then once we do something with both of them, we can get the diamond. But fortunately,
Oh, no. Come
Catwoman
back.
is just gonna.
Come back.
Oh. That's
Okay,
unfortunate.
I'm not quite stuck, but she left me a little bit.
Okay, let's try again.
There, I got her attention. That was unfortunately one of the slowest clips I've seen, just because she really lost interest. Probably would have been faster to do it the normal way in that case. But let's see.
Is this a case of getting friend zoned in a Lego Batman game?
You know, it might be. It might just be. All right. You want to be
didn't
more
wanna
helpful this
say it,
time?
but That's what it
Yeah,
seemed
she's
like.
more helpful this time.
Hey.
And we actually get to trigger 2 event cutscenes at once here by stepping on the button and blowing up the thing at the same time. So that saves quite a bit of time.
Usually I can hit both of those targets with one batarang, which I'm not quite sure why. It's the first time in a while I haven't done that, actually. Catwoman isn't interested in me here, so hopefully that... Oh, nope, she's back. That's the wrong character. Hey. Okay. You can easily get a lot of trouble with the end of the level there when you pull down that diamond, because if she's attacking you, she can interrupt your grapple pulling animation. Even if you're not taking damage, she still interrupts you a bit. But that's chapter 2 done, and one more chapter to go. This is the chemical factory. At the end of it, we'll be fighting Mad Hatter. We've been seeing him a lot in this run. And we'll soon find out if he's a good boss. But first, more of the things you might expect. There we go. A nice, simple door clip. I am going to take out these enemies, even though it will take up a little bit of time. The reason I'm doing that is we have a crash in this level, and we're not sure why it happens. It is consistent across all cartridges, I think. But taking out those enemies seems to prevent the crash every time. And I can already tell you that we've avoided it. And you're meant to, if we see this door, has has 1 green light. We're meant to get 2 green lights to open it. But once the bridge is there, we can just clip through the door like that. If you remember back to Gotham Streets, we used a blue brick to gain some extra height and jump up to a ledge early. Same thing here. We have to place the blue brick down onto this push block. Very nice. And then another door clip. I often forget about this room, actually, but I was ready for it this time. I'm so proud of myself. There's nothing special to it, though. Just, hey, look, a door clip. All right, this is Mad Hatter, and this is essentially Press A, the boss fight. We do have an interesting skip that you can get to the side where these mind-controlled policemen are, but it is, like, stupidly precise, and I don't properly know how to do it yet. So I'm going to not waste any more time with strats that I don't properly know how to do. We already tried 0 HP this run, although I have pulled that one off before. And all I'm gonna do is, just press A and use my batarangs. And then Hatter's goop machine will explode on him. Does anyone fancy a trip to the fairgrounds? I do.
I do.
I do.
Yeah, go on then. Go on then.
All right, this is... is it the longest level? I don't know. No, probably
I think
not.
it's second longest after 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. 1.2 used to be the longest level, but now it has all those crazy skips. All right. Starting off fairly simple, a door clip like that. In this room, we are going to sequence break it a little bit. Oops. Get that platform out. Hey, do you mind? Platforming is a little bit difficult. I clearly still can't completely platform after the beginning of that Indiana Jones run. Then we're going to take a ride on a swan. And there's going to be a room, actually, that's entirely like an event cutscene. An event cutscene is different to a story cutscene because you can pause in the middle of it, and you can't skip it with a pause, but it's a good time to for a few hydrations.
Yeah, indeed. And everybody, if you've been sticking around for a while and you haven't already, it's worth having a little stretch, making sure that you're taking care of yourself whilst Laser Trap is providing some very good speedrunning so far. How would you rate this run at the moment, Lord Magecar? Would you say Laser Trap is doing well?
I think he is. Would have been cooler if we got the 0 HP glitch, but
Oh, yeah. Hey,
It is what it
1-2
is.
went well.
Pretty good.
You can't take that away from
It
me.
did. That's true.
Unfortunately,
true.
right here, well, let's go back a little bit because I sort of glossed over what happened in that room. I actually skipped an event cutscene where Harley comes down and taunts me, and then I shot targets from on top of the beach umbrellas to open the door earlier than I should have been able to. But meanwhile, we've got like 4 minutes for the rest of this level with really dumb cycles. This is probably the best chance in this run. Chat, do you have any questions? Because I'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah, everybody, if you've got any questions for both Laser Trap and Lord Magecar, they know a lot about this game, and Laser Trap knows a whole load about all of the different Lego Star Wars DS games. So feel free; they are here for your benefit if you're curious about anything.
Well, I wouldn't say all the
Throw
Star
a
Wars
question
DS
at them.
games. I haven't played Lego Star Wars 2, but I hear wonderful things about it. Wonderful things.
I was going to ask. I thought I'd keep it for the Star Wars game, but whilst we're here, because I know that recently we've had the Star Wars games based off the sort of the movies that we've had since the Disney takeover. Is that the same for the DS, or have they stopped? I imagine they've stopped.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume that no, there aren't any like
Probably not.
Force Awakens. I mean, especially since, well, there have been Lego games on the 3DS that came out in like 2015.
Okay.
Maybe someone can correct me
Yeah,
if
we
there's like
have
a Force Awakens
Jago.
on the 3DS. All right. This boss is kind of long-winded as well. It takes a while to actually get into it, so let me know if there are any questions from the chat.
Yeah. So how long have you practiced this game?
Ooh, so actually, I played this game before I even played Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars is my favorite game to speedrun, but I started running this game in 2018. I was the first runner to do a full game run. My free play file is, well, it's not optimal. I'm playing on a 100% file right now, but it would be optimal to not have all the characters unlocked, just so I can get higher chances of, for example, Mad Hatter to clip through all the doors and stuff like that when I don't pick him. My file has 100 hours on it. I think it probably passed 100 in the middle of this run. But I have played it for longer than that. I have definitely played on other files as well. This just happens to be the file that I'm using right now. Has just hit the big 100. Overall, maybe mid-hundreds, I would say, is how many hours I've played this game. All right,
Nice.
just
We've
waiting for this.
also got somebody wondering, what we're all wondering really. Does the Mad Hatter have a Hatterang?
I wish he did. Maybe
no.
fan art, huh? I don't know if that's a real thing, but I've never actually played the PC and console version, but there seem to be a lot of different abilities that confuse me, so I don't know if that's a thing in that version of the game. Let's see if I can one-cycle Harley here. Nice. Fast damage on Harley. Okay. Now, Mad Hatter, he can travel shoot, which is quite useful. And of course, he's really easy to bomb clip with. I think I've picked him for now 5 levels in a row. He's just that useful. But again, if you prefer, you could pick like Penguin to make sure you can deal good damage on the bosses. Oh. Dude, I want you to break that container. You shouldn't be concerned with the enemies right now. This glide here is also a little bit precise because there's a lot of invisible walls to get around. Nice. It would be faster to character swap off of that animation, but while I'm in the toxic gas like that, the game doesn't actually let you. Not every character is able to stand in the toxic gas, but with invincibility turned on, I'm able to stand in toxic gas and frozen gas with any character.
Yeah, compared to like Star Wars, there's like a lot of states that you can't character swap in, which is pretty interesting. But we do have a glitch that lets us character swap sometimes. And we can do that to get like fan storage, for example.
Right. We are coming up on Scarecrow, and I'm not really sure how to explain the boss, but there is a lot of cheese going on. I can say that much. It's one of those cases where, again, I should be doing stuff with 2 characters, but I do it all by myself because I'm greedy. Or no, sorry, because I'm fast. Oh, didn't get as many hits on Scarecrow with a gun as I'd have hoped there. Either way, now he's gonna pull that switch and make everything weird. Hey look, skeletons! We're still Halloween themed.
Now, I might as well ask this, get this out of the way. Will we see skeletons in the next run, though? Or is this our Halloween fix for this show?
I don't think we'll see skeletons, but we'll see a ghost. Oh, I came away from that switch too early with the character swap. But yeah, we'll definitely see a ghost in the next run.
Ooh, spooky. Too spooky for me.
Right. One more phase of what we just did. This boss doesn't really change as it goes on. But with this grapple clip, going for a double jump there. Oh, I didn't make it. I just felt like going for that for style. You don't need to glide across there, but you are supposed to. A lot of glide distances you actually can make with a double jump character, with a well-spaced double jump. But for some reason, I kind of have trouble spacing my double jumps in this game compared to Star Wars. Either way, we only have 1 level left. Gotham Cathedral is a little bit of an anticlimax. It's not as fun as the other stages. But it's got some relatively tricky portions of it around the clips and such. For example, a trick I'm not attempting that would save me like 30 seconds plus is you can actually door clip through through the first door in this room, but you need 2 bombs. I haven't figured it out yet. It's something that was that one found by Alex? I can't remember. Alex is a pretty new member of our community.
I'm not.
But he's found quite a lot of crazy optimizations. And we're really happy to have him here. I think he might even be responsible for why Ice Cream Factory is now as hard as it is. The door clip in this room is on a diagonal, and we actually haven't seen that in any other case in this game. So I might try and like buffer my movement a little bit. That should be okay. Not the fastest possible. There we go. And then there's going to be a fake wall here that I can actually clip through. But you can't clip everywhere on this wall. But it is consistent if you go to the top corner there. So that's what I do. And hey, look, another door. Doors are just not real. Through we go. If I can time this right, that might be a little late. Yeah, I think that's probably way too late. I'm going to place a bomb there so that hopefully, the hope is that those guys will get blown up as they land. But yeah, as I suspected, a little bit late on that one. Then we're going to have to climb this room. And there's not much to say, but at least in free play you can just know that your partner is following behind you. They're taking advantage of the characters they can use, rather than in story having to take forever in between all these phases. Still about a minute and a half away is my estimate, but time will be coming up after this boss. I haven't figured out if that door is possible to clip through yet, so I do pull both of those switches. Now we finally get to fight Joker. I've got Nightwing, so Nightwing's a good character for melee damage, and he also has batarangs to do the in-between stuff with the batarang targets, and I don't have to worry about character swapping that way. 4 phases in this one. Gonna have more of the same for a little bit. But yeah, just be ready on time. It'll be coming up very shortly. I hope you've all enjoyed this run. It's really fun to get to show this off. This was like the first game I seriously started speedrunning. So I picked it up because it was quite nostalgic for me, and also I was the first full game runner of the game, so I found a few of the skips myself. A lot of them are obsolete now because of the community. That's time, by the way, sorry. Yeah, so shoutouts to Jinjairu. He originally helped me with the strats in this game. Current runners, we've got Shemcat, we've got Nuxmaster, we've got Alex, we've got Shinboy, we've got Nice Fighter, we've got Snolid. And I will not forget you this time, Owen. I forgot to mention Owen during my ESA run for this game, and I am sorry, but I got you this time. All right.
Special shout out for Rowan.
Yes. He's done a lot of IL work in this game and found a few strats. I can't think of which one specifically. I can think of one in the villain run, though. Ooh, I need to take a drink. Can you hear that my voice is getting a bit tired?
That's all right. Happens to the best of us. But well done. That was. It's interesting to see the differences between these games and how they play out and things that they, of course, take from each other. But that was Lego Batman. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we move on to the next one? Anything that you want to say, Lord Magecart? I know that you're coming on to the next one, but is there anything that you want to say about this game before we head into a break?
I don't think so.
Well, I'd like to say this game's a lot
of.
of fun to run in free play for sure. I don't necessarily recommend it casually. It's not a terribly well-designed game. There's just a lot of wait for your partner, do this so that your partner can follow you in the story mode sections. But I know a few people from around the LEGO community have started picking up this game, and they've really enjoyed it. So I hope to see more runners with that as well. What was the time on that run?
That was a 48:14. That's quite close to your PB, isn't it?
PB is a 46:57, but it's actually 2 minutes off some of best due to a lot of strats being new and getting RNG trolled in the first one. I don't think we have time to do a full villain hunt run, do we?
Probably not at the moment.
Could I show off just 2 of the 10 stages, do we think?
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, Villain Hunt is one of the most popular categories in this game, actually. It's a mini-game mode. And you play through 10 of the stages again, but you don't play all the way through them. You're looking for a villain. So, first of all, let's do stage 7. This is a funny one. We're going to be going into the villain variant of Arctic World. It's going to look mostly the same as the hero variant at first. But I have the same party of characters every time, and my bomb clip character is the SWAT officer, I believe is the correct name. But since it's villain mode, I now have to do a grapple clip up here, which is quite difficult. Oops. And then I'm going to do this glide again. But now I'm going to be heading towards a different room, and this... Ooh! My partner decided to change character, and I got a bit of lag there. This glide is a lot harder than it looks. Made it, though. I call the skip Glidey McGlideface. just for fun. So that might be a little bit too far of a bomb clip. Yep. Oh no, I got
That's a
through.
brilliant name.
Yes. So see that door? See that door that was just in the corner of one of those shots? The villain's hiding behind there. You normally have to do quite a lot to get access to them. But if I do that, the level ends. I successfully found the villain. Even though the door hasn't been opened, you can just skip more than a minute that way.
Oh, wow.
One of the greatest skips. And I'd also just like to quickly show off stage 5, which we will be returning to Rooftops Hero, if you remember this level. I don't need to worry about the magnet suit this time because I won't be going that far into the level. So same thing just to start off with. But, oh, I glided a little bit too early. I will be getting worse at this game and not making the glides. It's okay, it's not a real speedrun. The timer isn't going. My PB
Don't
in
worry,
this category,
I'm not
by the
looking.
way,
I won't notice.
my PB in this category is 13 seconds off of my sum of best, by the way. 10 seconds behind the world record, but the world record does the double bomb clip at the beginning of the cathedral. All right, we've got this trick again. And heading into this room, we are going to be doing a floor clip with Batman's uppercut. Do you know how it works, Magecar?
Yeah. So, basically, we're going to use Batman's uppercut to go through the floor, and then the villain is going to be like below us. So we can use character swaps in order to
I hovered
like
so much
reset
that I
our.
got back in bounds.
That's unfortunate. But yeah,
That
so
only
we
happened to
can
me for the first
reset.
time yesterday. Yeah, difficult trick.
Yeah, so the character swaps are going to reset our velocity so we can get just a little bit farther and make it to the villain.
All right, so those are some of the unique skips that we can see in Villain Hunt. That floor drop. We actually used to have a use for that in the hero run before door clips were found. But now it's not used anymore. Instead, we see it in Villain Hunt, and then we also use advantage of character swapping over and over again to sort of hover a little bit, lose less height, and then just clip inbounds there, right where the villain is. But that's all I have to show for Batman. And coming up is my favorite speedrun of all time. It is going to be LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga DS, free play. I am so excited to show this off. But we are going to take a quick break, as I understand.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you don't want to miss this, folks. So please do stick around, enjoy the music whilst you're there, and we will be back very, very shortly. Welcome back, everybody. We've already enjoyed 2 brilliant LEGO DS runs so far, but we've got one left before we say goodbye to Laser Trap. But apparently this is leaving the best till last. This is LEGO Star Wars, and if you need some more speedrunning action live for you tonight, then we have got some more after this show with How to Train a Speedrunner, where they're going to be looking at how to train a speedrunner in learning Bubsy 3D and Silent Hill. You might recognize some of the names for those games, but for now we are here with LEGO Star Wars. Laser Trap, take it away.
I'm sorry. I'm just so glad Bubsy 3D gets to follow this. What a good game.
Iconic.
Oh, yes. So I actually would like to start off with a short story. This is, of course, the Going Places hotfix show. And coming up on 3 years ago, actually, ESA Winter 2019 was the first big marathon I got into. Playing this very category, which has changed a lot since then. But I just remember with the whole theme here being Lego on the go and speedrunning as you're going places, I was actually just practicing this run on the train, and that's kind of what this game is about. We're speedrunning the portable games. I'd like to reiterate that I'm playing on a real DS, but I'm looking ahead of me because I look at the capture on the monitor. I'm quite lucky to have very little delay with that. Right, the free play speedrun. The best speedrun I have ever played. It's also one of the hardest speedruns I play at a high level. Hopefully you're about to see why. Okay, are we ready on the timer?
I believe we should be.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Right off the bat, Ghost Yoda. Spooky Halloween. But Yoda goes so fast. And it's a lot of fun to use Yoda in this game.
Oh my goodness, he moving. He absolutely cruising through that.
Oh yeah. But also, he has a very good property with this, where he can clip through doors like that. I didn't get that one first try, but oh dear. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Lord Magecar, once again. He found door clips, he found cutscene skips as well, and all things 0 HP in the other LEGO games. Maybe you can take us through these door clips. Yep. Absolutely, yeah. This level is, probably the only level that's kind of free in the entire game. It still has one door clip coming up later, but it's actually faster to use these grapple pads. In theory, you could skip that with infinite jumping, but Yoda's just way too fast to pick an infinite jump character on this level. So while we have a little bit of downtime, and I promise you that is not common in this run, we should maybe talk a little bit about the free play run and what's so unique about it, like the rules of it, what you're trying to do. Mr. Zelda Cubed, maybe you could help me out with that a bit.
So free play, as you've seen in the other games, you're picking a character at the start of the level, and then you get an additional 7 characters that I believe are somewhat RNG dependent, but obviously the game will give you the characters that you need to beat each level. And so that's very useful in this run because, as you've seen, Laser Trap has picked Yoda for the first 2 levels. Yoda is very fast, but it's in the free play category. You're basically going to be alternating between 2 characters the entire time. One is Yoda, and another is a custom character that you're going to see later on. And in addition, I should probably actually answer the question, whereas some things that are also unique to the free play category is I believe extras are allowed,
Yes.
which are basically just kind of, in a sense, cheat codes. But I believe in this run, the 2 that are used are invulnerability and self-destruct. Am I missing any?
Well, I mean, yeah, fast build is one, but also like upgrading your weapons like super lightsabers, super blasters. You might not think they use that much, but actually they do save a lot of time on certain enemies. But
Gotcha.
it's harder to see that way. Zelda Cube here is actually a really good any % runner, but hasn't yet done a free play speedrun. Still really happy to have him on. Right, this door is giving me a bit of trouble.
The emphasis on yet. Is that something that you've been trying to persuade Zelda Cube to do?
Not yet, but I definitely plan on it because it is definitely the coolest category in this game.
Nice.
Yeah, we're actually coming up on the hardest door clip in the run. There are certain things that make door clips harder, and that's having a little space to work in and the angle that they're at. Nope, not that one. Oh dear. Hey, come on. This is about as good as you'd expect it to go in a marathon. Okay, that's good. Although, for some reason, in other marathons I've done, I've had much better luck than that. Either way. This room, we are freeing the Royal Guards. And to do that, we have to kill battle droids. And that is honestly not that hard. As you play this game more and more, there are small optimizations that you figure out how to do, like staying on the shelf there, just to get over to this battle droid here quicker. And a key feature of Yoda, as well as his attacks going fast, are he is a Jedi character, and Jedi characters can double jump. And Yoda's attacks give you height and distance, but you can still double jump out of it. So he is really quite broken, and we'll be seeing some really cool Yoda. Whoa! We'll be seeing some really cool Yoda skill levels later on in the run. I don't think I've got stuck on that guard like that before. Right. Coming up on Darth Maul, there's a skip we can do to phase 1. Did you find this, Magecar? I can't remember. You found so much in this game.
Yeah, so the idea is we're normally supposed to kill the battle droids and then use the Force on the canister that Maul throws at us. And we're supposed to repeat that 3 times. But turns out we can actually just throw 2 detonators at him, and then when we use the Force on the 1 canister, then all the damage gets applied at once. We can't throw 3 we can't just throw like 3 detonators. His health won't update, and then if you use the Force on a canister at that point, the game just crashes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to defeat him correctly in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My Yoda movement's been a little bit off so far, but that's okay. Nice triple jump up there. You're not supposed to triple jump, but again, you get height from the attacks that Yoda does, and so we can use that to our advantage in places like that. This right here, though, 2 attacks, 2 jumps, missed it. Of course I have. What? That's low. Yeah. Interesting thing about double attacking like that is that the game is like really determined to drop your height sometimes, and that can throw off your attempts at quad jumps like that. Right here, the room of pointlessness, but we can just do 4 back-to-back clips if we're good. We're half good. And with bosses in this game, if you watch my any % run at SGTQ, I said that bosses are hard in this game. Well, they are, but in free play, we get the easy pass on them. We deserve the easy pass for at least one thing, right? Because everything else is really quite difficult. But we can just throw detonations at them, and they take damage from it.
As
Again,
90%
invincibility
runner, I will
right
say
there.
that's rather unfair.
Yeah. Invincibility is really helpful there because detonators, they do a bit of friendly fire as well. You will die to your own detonator, but thanks to invincibility, we can just throw them over and over and not have to worry. All right.
Man, I love this part of Star Wars where we just threw bombs at Darth Maul.
Yep, me too. Okay, we are coming up to Crimea River is the name of the skip. There's an old one called It's Raining Men, because it's, you know, it's Camino and it's raining. But this is Crimea River because it makes you cry, and it was found by a runner named River. Custom character. I'm gonna shut up so one of you can take this.
All right, so yeah, we're not choosing Yoda in this level, and this is why. Custom character can infinite jump. When you double jump and then you shoot, you get placed back into the single jump state, so you can double jump again. And so yeah, so we are now in the 3rd to last room, and we are taking the loading zone to the 2nd to last room. Very nice.
Yeah,
and
I
now
was
we're
having a
going
lot of
to-
trouble practicing that skip today, so.
And now we're
first
gonna
trying
clip
this
out
one
of
as
bounds.
well.
And
Let's see.
let's see.
And then while you're in a room, well, you shouldn't be. It looks like the graphics are loaded, but the collision isn't. So I hit the trigger to start the boss fight properly, and then Django falls through the floor and dies, thus ending the level.
Yep. Unfortunately, if we did something like that on 1.5, we wouldn't end the level. We were just soft locked. But for some reason, if you kill a blaster character like that, the game's like all good. You beat the level.
Yep. Okay, Droid Factory. Also quite difficult. Magecar actually found something called fan storage here, where like you can use the fans that give you height and character swap to store that height boost. It's really finicky though, and in true Magecar fashion with the things that he finds in this game, so far he's the only person to actually pull it off successfully. But Magecar has a lot of interesting YouTube videos on the discoveries that he's made in this game.
Yeah, there are a lot of, particularly in story mode, there's a lot of extremely difficult tricks that no one's put off RTA yet.
Yep.
But here, yeah, I cooperated pretty well there. That's nice. We can't Yoda clip through that door.
Unfortunately not. I used to think you couldn't clip through this one coming up either, but actually you can. Not at the easiest angle. Got a second try. That's actually about average for that door for me.
Yeah, I think when I originally found Yoda clips, I also thought that one was impossible, but I think Nuxmaster was the first one to do it in his cast.
Yeah, Nuxmaster has made quite a few versions of the free play tasks. Not entirely optimal, but still way faster than humans have been able to do. And an extremely impressive watch.
And this is where we would use fan storage to get out of bounds, instead of building up that bomb right there.
Kill Obi-Wan with the Force. Mandatory part of every run.
Yep.
All right. Now we will move on to Jedi Battle. This is like the low point of the run. And then after episode 2, everything is great. So Jedi Battle is this big enemy gauntlet with sand. And I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. So this is just about the right time for any chat questions, if you can pick some out for me, if you see any.
It seems like a lot of people are sort of harking back to the PS2. It seems like that's where most people are familiar with it. So
Yeah.
again, we're opening it up to the room. If there's any questions that we would like to direct towards our talented commentators and Laser Trap, then speak away. Now is the time. But it looks like you're doing a good job at the moment.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm going relatively fast. I've made more mistakes than I would like, but I will say going fast in this game is actually one of the best feelings I have had. Just the way you can use Yoda movement. It looks as trivial as just doing attack, 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 jump over and over and over. But there are so many ways you can find to optimize it, especially with door clips in the mix. Attack cycles then become a thing, because Yoda's attacks come in patterns of 3, and you have to land on specific attacks for the door clips to work. So then you start changing up your movement pattern a little bit and that kind of thing. But it's just really such a satisfying run when everything's going right.
Nice. So we have got one person who's chimed up and wonders whether there are any full 100% runs of this game.
Aha, well, actually not yet. I personally have never even 100%ed this game, and I'm sure people who have played the DS LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga will remember the minigames not so fondly. My partner's not being very helpful right now. But you need to clear 12 minigames and get a gold brick from each of them, and that's like the big barrier for 100%ing this game. If you got really good at it, I mean, the first runs would almost definitely still be over 10 hours. There's just so much that you need to do in this game, including like going out of your way to get true Jedi in both story and free play. You can't save and quit from levels in this game, which was useful for PC and console when you got all the collectibles, but unfortunately not an option in this game.
We've also got another. I'm a big fan of this question. Can you do any Star Wars voice impressions?
Do it. Let's see.
Yes, there we go.
Hello there. That wasn't great. Hello there.
Yeah,
There.
exactly. Nice.
What else can I do? Well, I can do Palpatine lines in Kermit's voice.
Go ahead. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
That's brilliant.
Oh, I am the Senate. It's treason, then. All right.
Can you do the funny noise that he does as he sort of like dives over?
Ah! I don't know. That's like the best I can do.
Brilliant. We've definitely got the mileage out of that one. Thank you.
Oh yeah. There's not that much to say about this level either, so don't worry. It's just a short level, and there also happens to be a boss in it. But more destinators, trying to keep them in the same place. I can't believe you made me make that sound on the GDQ channel. Either way. I'm wondering, have I missed anything so far? I probably have, just because there's so much to talk about in this run.
I don't think really too much. 2.3 and 2.5 are both not too much other than just like Yoda movement and I guess
Now-
animation canceling with character swaps.
Oh yeah, true. That is a thing you can do. Now, in this game, in free play, you can play the levels in any order you want, but I am playing in chronological order for you today, just because it's kind of easier to know what level you're in that case. Oops, I want custom character here. Again, skipping over the ship levels, kind of like in Batman, you still can't play them in free play in this game either. Now, this is a bit of a unique level to pick custom character, because it's not like going out of bounds and skipping ahead to another room, but this entire level is a boss. It's quite short, but it's the phases like this, where I can just infinite jump and shoot the block from a distance. Usually I do actually use the music here to time my infinite jumps, but because we're all a little bit worried about copyright with Twitch, I'm turning the music off today as a precaution. And I'm also going too fast while I'm infinite jumping. There you go. Still. As I said, the entire level's a boss. Done optimally, this level is quite a bit shorter than 1 minute. And I actually got Yoda as a lucky chance in my party, so I'm going to use Yoda to save just a little bit of time to get back to the arena. And then I can actually switch to Yoda as well to save time in the cantina. Apologize, because I might have just dropped a couple frames there. My internet isn't the greatest thing in the world. But hopefully you still saw everything. Kashyyyk right here is one of the coolest levels, actually. Oh dear. Almost clipping through the floor. Zelda Cube, do you know how this level works? Because it's really quite cool.
There's an interesting property on this level where you're supposed to use the force on like these lever type objects to make the bridges go down, but in actual reality, like the collision for the bridges is there the entire time, so you can just use triple jumps to get around like the barricades blocking you from reaching that collision.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest levels to go right. There's, I mean, if we can avoid it, we're going to be using Yoda the entire time. If we can avoid character swapping, I mean. There is one case where I might swap characters just to get a little bit of a height boost. since that is a trick that we can use in this game. Right here, this is the beach. I've used that trick before, but you know, everything's exploding. I don't know why there are bombs on this beach, but that's just how it is. Difficult jump. Okay, yeah. There's an invisible wall in the way, and that's why I couldn't make it over the gate. Let's see.
Yeah, that jump's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, that is the instance where I might use character swapping if I needed to get an extra height boost there. But yeah, that has to be an attack, and then a double jump. So it's like a quad jump that, you know, you get some distance with it, kind of like we saw in Darth Maul's level. But as well, you need to get enough height. So actually, it's really quite tricky. And there's an invisible wall that goes quite high, but you can get under it, which is what we have to do. That door clip is actually quite difficult, and given how other clips have been going, I'm happy that one was first try. All right, that was a decent level overall. I wouldn't say that on an actual attempt, but in my PB, I lost 20 seconds on that level because it's really difficult. Moving on to the hardest infinite jump skip. What can we even say? I guess we haven't really talked a lot about improper loads, so Mage Car, maybe this is a good time to mention those.
Yeah, sure. So, in all of the Lego DS games, the levels are all like arranged like so that like if you're in like the position of another room, like you can still like interact with some things there. So like loading zones, for example. But the collision isn't going to be there. And it's possible to load the collision of objects, but you can't do it with walls and anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna jump from this bonus room here to the second to last room, and then
Yes.
very nice. And now
That
in
is
the last room.
so difficult because when you improperly load a room, the game lags a little bit as it loads the next room. And you get so many inputs eaten during that phase of the game. So I got past that first try, and then also actually landing that jump to hit the room trigger is so much harder than everywhere else, in my opinion. Because, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I'm really happy I got that first try.
Yeah. So
Nicely done.
with like the inputs getting eaten, there's like ways that you can get around that using like visual cues and stuff, but that jump is just so blind.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to know when you're gonna load the room.
And this is a pillar clip. Also used in any percent, but you just use the collision of the pillar to slide you through the door. We'll be seeing that with other objects very soon, and I am actually not looking forward to that part. Right. As we run along now. Now this is another interesting story mode skip that we have in this level, where you can sort of jump around the proper triggers to this boss, and then deal damage to the boss who's not actually attacking you, but we don't need that with detonators in free play. And then just swap to Yoda again at the end, just so we can have faster cantina movement. Right. Not the best prequels, but both of the infinite jumps went first try. Now the next infinite jump in the level coming up is actually one that I found, but it's been ruined a little bit. We've got detonators, and they are going to troll me. So, if I asked you to explain this, Zelda Cube, would you know how it worked?
Not super well. Not the detonator clip part, at least.
So Mage Car, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, so detonators are, like in Batman, extremely broken, probably even more broken in this game. So here, there's like 4 different ways to clip with detonators. So here we're doing like a vertical detonator clip. And so we managed to clip through the ceiling there, get out of bounds, and now we're loading the second to last room, taking the loading zone to the last room with our infinite jump.
That still saved a
We have
lot of
another
time over doing
detonator
it the
clip
normal way.
coming up.
But yes, another one here. You actually have to character swap. Oh, nice. It pushed me right through. You actually have to character swap so that it can even have any collision with you. But all in all, that was really not bad at all, because the way they work is almost completely random. If you are lucky enough, when they land on your head, you have 2 frames to clip through the door in that state, I believe. But if you're not lucky enough, then you don't have that option. There's going to be one more detonator clip that we have to do later. But this is
Yeah,
General
so,
Waste. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so what they were describing right there with the 2-frame window, that's like the horizontal detonator clip that they got. There's also, like in 3.5, you can stand on the detonator and just hope that it pushes through, which is completely RNG, not I'm supposed to just like a little RNG.
This is a character. Oop! This is a character swap height boost. No, it's not. I have not failed that. Oh well. I got up. Character swaps give you a little bit of a height boost. Oh. I couldn't get back to Yoda. The idea is to fall off the sandcrawler during that cutscene. Now my characters are all wrong. The sandcrawler door clips are all quite hard. So let's see how they go. They're all just at really awkward angles, except for the third one. The second one barely even saves any time. But I got it, so that's good. This one isn't at an awkward angle, so fortunately it's much easier. And this last one likes to troll the most, but I actually got them all first try. Alright, maybe this run's looking up now.
Big.
Nicely done.
Okay, difficult jumps across there. You have to time your double jumps really well to get across those distances, and also, if you don't jump out of an attack quickly enough, you can just easily sink and fall into the goop. The swamp, I think it is. And now it is faster to do a clip into the house at the end of this level, but I just want to show off a thing that Jinjairu found that we can use in story mode. In his own words, we can abuse buggy level geometry and just pull that switch through the glass anyway. And that opens the door just like that. Alright, on to Mos Eisley Spaceport. Kind of a forgettable level, but it's the last level in the game where it's not going to be super interesting. I think everything else from now is like either really, really intense Yoda movement, or it's got something new that we haven't really seen yet. Just a standard clip right there. I mean, this does technically have something new coming up, I guess. Oop. With the neutral clip, where rather than having to use the directional inputs as you land with Yoda to clip through, I am actually going to be taking my hand off the D-pad there to clip through that door. That's just how that one works for some reason.
Yeah,
This
that
level
door
is
in particular
really
is
quite short.
Yeah, that door in particular is quite interesting. There's 2 different ways of clipping through it in story mode as well.
Yeah,
pretty
one of them I found by accident.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Yoda for this level. There's a
Good.
there's a funny tweet I made of when I was doing runs and I golded 4-3, and Lord Magecar in my chat said, "What a gamer!" And then I picked custom character on this level, and he said, "Never mind." Starting off
The
with
judgment.
ceiling clip, that's actually frame perfect. You can't Yoda clip through that door because it just puts you back in the same room because the loading zones are weird.
Yeah, you clipped too far.
Yeah. Then we land on an invisible ledge. Don't know why it's there. Then we fly towards the camera. And then we complete the skip That's not enough. You need to double attack that. Okay, dead. That is a skip called Princessless, and it is actually possible in story mode if you do the ceiling clip to keep Obi-Wan Kenobi. But it's a very big skip. We don't have to rescue the princess at all. And now we just need to get the Falcon back. Custom character is useful here in particular for getting up to the ledge above me quicker, but I can still do a max height Yoda triple jump. Yoda's third attack swing actually goes higher than the others, and I can use that to get up to the ledge above. It is also possible to do that with like a regular triple jump and a character swap at the top, but I just wanted to show off the max height thing, just because there's so many different things to consider when running this game. Yoda's a very interesting character. Not only is he the fastest with his attacks, as you see there, with his lightsaber out, he is very slow, and he's actually the slowest character as well.
So you mentioned that you were doing this princessless.
Yes.
I wondered just how many plot holes there are in this run, if you sort of think about it in a story-wise. So the princess hasn't been saved. Are there any other like major plot points that we miss because of this run?
Well, we don't unfreeze Han either.
That's pretty big, yeah.
Funnily enough, like probably the biggest plot point in the series is missed, and it's not even as a result of a crazy skip. It's just something that free play allows you to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
So, ice clipping. Zelda Cupid and I talked a little bit about this and how weird it is. It's actually not a regular Yoda clip, but okay, nope. It's a little different, and again, I can have trouble when I go through with hitting the wrong loading zone and getting put back in the same room. Okay, I actually got through without getting put back in the same room.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not a conventional Yoda clip. I think it's the newest trick of the run. It was found by Laser Trap, and then I managed to replicate it. So yeah, there's just a very small gap between like the wall of the door, and Yoda's broken, so you can just go through that.
This right here,
Navigate into the loading zone.
my friend Christerius, who helped commentate on site at ESA Winter 2019 when I didn't know if any runners would be there, he coined the phrase for this room, saying those are some pretty stalactite jumps.
Nice, I get it.
And now we're just going through to the end of the level. Shoutouts to my all levels run at Legothon, where I got stuck in this force field. Fortunately not possible with Yoda because we can clip right back out. And that's the end of the level. Coming up is Dagobah. One of the most satisfying levels to do right, and I think I'm actually going to be quiet and just go for the best level I can in that one. If either of you guys have anything to say about it, though, do feel free. Ooh, RNG.
I guess as a note, Laser Trap did actually get Jar Jar as an RNG character, like that's given when you select free play in the level. And Jar Jar has an interesting property in that Jar Jar is the only character in the game that can do infinite jumps outside of custom characters. I do not know if it makes a huge difference in this level, but some levels it could definitely be used to save time.
Nice, I made it.
Yeah,
across
no,
the
I don't
top
think
without
there's
swapping.
any cases here, but yeah, so Jar Jar is identical to custom character. Like we use the Jar Jar's weapon, and that gives our custom character the traits of Jar Jar.
Because they can double jump and also shoot a blaster gun. It won't work with any other kind of gun. It has to specifically be a blaster. All right. I'm gonna go for this jump without using the bushes, just to make Shemcat happy. Playing it a little bit risky. He always does
Very
that in all
nice.
of his runs. I did miss one of the door clips, but overall this has been good so far. How's this one gonna go? And that skips Stream Vader. There's actually only 4 more levels in the run, because there's 2 ship levels we skipped over in this episode, and there will also be 2 to skip over. I didn't pick custom character. Does that mean I have to go for 2 deck clips? I think it does.
You can also do object unloading.
I could show off door unload again, I suppose. But here is our wonderful return of the deck clips. Sigh.
So this clip's gonna skip fighting Boba Fett.
Okay, that was fast. The reason I have to deck clip and not use Yoda is because these doors don't like Yoda. One of the only cases.
Yeah, there's a wall very like right behind the door, so the game just doesn't let us clip.
I'll go for the other one, I guess. I usually do an infinite jump out of that main elevator there and end the level early. Hey. I can also, like, try to use the detonator's collision to help have it push me through the door. Okay, good, I got through. Second try on both, not too bad, actually. I wasn't sure if I got through, so I didn't get a chance to change to Yoda again. So I'm losing a bit of time in the cantina here. But now we're going to Jabba's palace, and we're going to not enter it at all. Skip straight to the sail barge. I will pick custom character for this. And we got Yoda as RNG. That's a 1 in 7 chance, which is pretty good. All right, harmless list.
We got the Halloween Yoda too.
Yeah. Okay. Some people say this is the hardest infinite jump skip. I personally do it early in the run, so I have it down pretty well. But 3, 4, 5, 1, and 2. Okay, I actually didn't fail any of the infinite jumps in the marathon. Let's go. And then Yoda means I can clip through this door and then zoom to the end.
Yeah, so that trick's called harmless list because you skip doing harmless, which was the old infinite jump skip for
Yep.
that. Yeah, harmless is slightly faster in a task, but harmless list is easier, and I think it's faster if you don't get Yoda.
Yeah, it's so much more RTA viable.
Mm-hmm.
This is also one of the coolest stages in the game. I think it's my favorite, really. We're sort of having an instance of the 0 HP glitch in a way, but I'm not going to have 0 HP. Instead, I'm just going to store the invincibility frames and get past a death barrier in this room. And I'm going to do that with the use of self-destruct. I need to die on the same frame as character swapping, and that's how I store the invincibility frames there. And it's like a 20-second time save, actually. We didn't think it was quite that much, but it turns out that it is. All right, I don't usually do this, but I found out that you can actually clip through these barriers, so that's what I'm doing, just for fun. It might be a little bit faster, but it screws up my attack cycles a little bit, so it's not optimal for me right now. And more door clips. I consider this like a training stage for free play. It's a lot of fun because you have to get used to doing sort of tight triple jumps, and there's the unique elevator skip that you see. Get used to doing frame perfect inputs. It is just pressing 2 buttons on the same frame, but it can be hard if you're not used to it. And also door clips. Good place to practice door clips. Right, final level. This is always the level I do first because it's so difficult. All right, that's a good beginning. I haven't asked you to say that much so Mars EQ. I'm sorry. Do you
That's fine.
How much do you know about this level?
I know a little bit. So essentially, the way you go fast in this level is you really want to skip as many cycles on the Emperor as possible. And the way you do that is after hitting the Emperor once, just hitting the Emperor as quickly as possible for a second time. If you don't do that, then you have to get Force Lightning, then swap characters and attack normally, and it's significantly slower. But skipping cycles is very difficult to do.
So I missed one skip there, and again. Okay. Only missed 2 there, that's not so bad. When that one goes wrong, it just often really goes wrong.
Yeah, if you can do that second phase without getting hit at all, then you can technically skip building the fan and getting your partner up there.
That's
but
true.
That's extremely difficult.
Yeah, I have gone for it in runs, but the only thing about that, and it's a big problem with the stage in general, the AI partner. They really let you down in this stage. Okay, Yoda was really helpful there. He doesn't usually follow me nearly that closely, but that was quite good. It's a little ways away still, and I could easily get trolled before then, but time is going to come up at the end of this level. One more hit there. All right. I was a little worried that I got stuck by the lightning too early there, because sometimes if that happens, your AI partner will get stuck on the top ledge and just not think they should come down and help you. And this last hit will be, as it fades out, time. I am very happy with how the original trilogy went.
GG. Nicely
I'm
done.
very, very happy with that. Prequels could have gone better, but I still didn't fail any of the infinite jumps. And detonators were not too mean to me. So I just want to say I'm really happy that I got to show this off on GDQ's channel. Again, it is my favorite speedrun of all time. So fun. Technically, every runner that has submitted a run to the board has been a former world record holder, even Zulus, but then the other runners, you got Shemcat, you got Noxmaster, Squeezy Pop, and IG. I believe it's Bleed on the leaderboards. But all of them are such a high level, and if they were to grind anymore, I actually think they could easily take the world record. But it's very, very difficult, and also very fun, very rewarding. Lord Magecar found all of the skips. Zola Cubed, really good at picking up the any % speedrun. Hopefully we'll see him in free play sooner or later. I think that's it from me. Any last notes from you guys?
No, I don't think so. I think we did a big job covering everything.
Yeah. Thanks for being there, just in case I completely flubbed commentary. I talk a lot during these runs, but I like to have other people there as well. Some great people around the community. If you enjoyed this, of course, my Twitch channel is right there on the stream. I do stream myself almost every day. I've got this game, all levels, coming up in a marathon in just over a week. And that's on story mode, which is a little bit different. And
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Laser Trap. Where can people find the Lego Star Wars community?
Right. So if you go to speedrun.com, there are separate leaderboards for the DS games, including this one, of course, and you can find a link to the Lego Speedrunning Discord server there. And the Lego Speedrunning Discord server has actually been nice enough to create separate channels, even for each of the handheld games that people might not run as often, which is really cool. And everyone in there is happy to help. We get all kinds of questions that sometimes we're not sure how to answer, but happy to look into them either way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. If this sort of game might be your kind of shtick, then I'm sure they would be very grateful to see you around those ends. But that has been effectively the Laser Trap show. Thank you so much for showing off all these games.
Yeah,
yeah, it was really nice to get this episode going. And
Thanks so much for having
yeah,
me on for all of them.
any final words, or just
Well, I mean,
hydrate?
I guess, could I just get my final time on that?
Go on then. It was a 40:52 from my end.
40? Wow, okay. That must have been a really good original trilogy.
Is it so you're happy with that?
I'm really happy.
Brilliant.
My best, like, marathon no reset situation that I've done was a 41:48 back at UKSG in spring earlier this year. And I beat that by almost a minute. That would beat the third place time on the leaderboards. And as I said, everyone is really quite
Nice.
competitive.
Wow,
That's
well
within 2
done.
minutes of
Well,
my PB.
everybody, if that wasn't an example, if that wasn't a reason why this has been a good showcase, then we can't do any more explaining. But that is it for tonight when it comes to going places. We have had a brilliant Lego DS showcase so far, but please do stick around, because right after this show, after a little break, we're going to be having How to Train a Speedrunner with, we got to mention it again, we've got Bubsy 3D and a little bit of Silent Hill. So please do stick around, because we have got more speedrunning to keep you going through the day. But from all of us, thank you so much for watching Going Places. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, where we will, I believe, be having some Japanese PlayStation 1 exclusives. So keep an eye out for that. But once again, thank you so much, and stick around.